Flight Lieutenant Gordon Blackley leads the team, consisting of Group Captain retired Mick Roche, a former fast jet pilot, and Squadron Leader Suzanne Hobbs. Mick will be flying the tandem wing, and co-pilot Suzanne, an aircraft engineer, is in charge of evaluating the risks involved in the record attempts. Last but not least, there's Flight Lieutenant Giles Fowler, who will be attempting the solo height record. The team first had to get to grips with their equipment and clothing that they will be using for the record. They'll be using Everest high altitude suits to make sure they don't freeze in the minus 48 degrees temperatures at 20,000 feet. The team test all aspects of the suits from manoeuvrability to heat insulation. Once happy with the suits, the team are ready for the next test. Bailey's Aviation Centre. Today the team will test for the first time the paramotors they'll be using on the record-breaking attempt. They inspect the engine, prop and frame design in great detail. Once happy with the engine units, they decide it's time for the first test flight. The first flight is a huge success, with Giles making a perfect takeoff and landing. The team spend a whole day in training, learning about the problems and dangers they may encounter when attempting the record. The main risks are from hypoxia, the effects of the cold at altitude, decompression sickness at 25,000 feet, and also the effects of icing on the engine and the wing at this altitude. As part of this training, the pilots are given some basic maths and mental tests while hooked up to a mask which slowly deprives them from oxygen.
Okay.
As the oxygen begins to decrease, the team discover that doing even the most basic of tasks becomes near impossible. Above 20,000 feet, the team are told that rather than taking oxygen in, breathing will actually cause their bodies to bleed it back into the air. It is for this reason it is crucial that the oxygen supply that the team use once at altitude must work perfectly, or they could potentially make a life-threatening decision without realising it. The team leave the training centre more nervous than ever about the challenge ahead. It just got real. The team have been waiting for the past few weeks for a window of good weather. Finally, they think they have one. Gordon attempts to break the speed to height record. After getting thrashed around by strong thermals for a few minutes going through cloud base, Gordon surfs up the lift on the side of a cloud to break the world and UK record for the time to climb to the height of 3,000 metres in an amazing time of 21 minutes and 33 seconds.
Congratulations, you got some cold hands there. Yes, that's the UK record, so anyway.
Due to poor weather, it isn't for another 5 days until the team can come back to try and break the other records.
Nothing in there. What I've just realised is
Giles decides to give the solo height record a go. Once fully kitted out with his altitude suit and oxygen, he waits for the wind to subside and then he goes for it.
You're looking good. You're at 2,000 feet in just over 2 minutes. Sorry, over 3 minutes.
4,000 metres inside Brown. Had a heart-stopping moment, the throttle flicked out of my hand. Readability 4 from me, current height 16,400 feet.
Giles lands safely some miles downwind of takeoff. He has broken Gordon's UK record for high altitude attained by a solo pilot, reaching 19,109 feet. 2 days later, Mick and Suzanne break the world and UK record for tandem paramotoring.